Hi guys, this is Ben again from KO Technologies. The next video in the series is how to calibrate your throttle correctly. So what you should have done already is connected your PC to the bike via the software. You've updated your firmware to reflect what battery type you're using, 60 or 72 volts, and now you're ready to calibrate your throttle. So you'll find that after you've done that initial update, that the bike is starting to beep on you. And what we need to do now is calibrate the throttle to stop this beeping. We've done this on purpose so it forces everyone to calibrate their throttle correctly before their first ride. So I'm going to turn my bike on now, and you're going to hear some beeping in the background because the alarm is going off on the controller to say that the throttle is not adjusted properly. So I'm just going to switch it on now. So I've automatically set the controller to be on. As you'll see, the count is going up, so I'm connected to my bike. The correct voltage on my bike is showing. So now what we need to do is calibrate our throttle. So you'll see down to the bottom left-hand corner of the display here that we've got a throttle indicator. This is the low threshold voltage of your throttle. So that's the point where your throttle is idle. If I pull the throttle now, you'll see that the voltage increases. So my throttle, the maximum voltage that I can put through my throttle is 4.13 volts, and the lowest throttle is 0.21 volts. So what you need to do now is you need to go to your controller parameters, and these two settings here, threshold low and threshold high, currently it's set to 1 volt and 3.4 volts. So I'm going to set mine to 0.25 volts and 4.13 volts and save that. Now, what you've done is calibrated the throttle correctly. So this throttle now will work correctly, and it's calibrated to the type of throttle you're using. I'm actually using a domino throttle on this bike. So a standard Chiron throttle will have different throws with regard to voltage. It will start at different voltages and finish at different voltages. Generally, from what we found, the domino throttle has the highest kind of range of voltage and the highest kind of throw. So you will need to calibrate your throttle individually. My suggestion for calibrating the throttle would be that you use about maybe 0.03 or 4 higher than your throttle idle. This will give a little bit of dead banding before the bike starts. And generally I have my high threshold right at the very edge of where my throttle works to. And this gives a decent throttle response, and it feels kind of right for me. But you can change the feeling by changing the voltage yourself. We would always advise you, once you've set the throttle values, to get your bike up and get the rear wheel off of the ground prior to testing it, just to see how it feels. Obviously you can ride the bike once you're happy, but just make sure before everything is calibrating, before you're happy, that you get that rear wheel up once you've set these voltages like I just have. If you have any questions, please send an email to us at info@komoto.com, or you can contact us directly on Facebook at facebook.com/KO Technologies. Cheers, guys.